Good evening, and thank you for that warm applause. I am Arthur Price, your independent candidate. This is the second time that I've stood on this spot and addressed an audience in this church. The first time was over 40 years ago when I was a pupil at Bovey Tracey Primary School. And we had our nativity here, and Mrs. Petrie taught me a song to sing as a solo, which I did, and apparently it went quite well. So if things start flagging tonight, I might burst into song. And Andy can play the saxophone. I was nervous then, but not now. Now I'm absolutely terrified. You may wonder why I would bother to stand as an independent at all in this area when we have such an attractive variety of policies on offer from the other candidates. Starting on the right and going all the way across the spectrum to the far right. I exclude the Greens from that. Everybody loves the Greens. You may also wonder why I would bother to put down £500 for a deposit. £500 that I can ill afford, that I know I'm not going to see again, to contest a seat that I have absolutely no chance of winning. Well, let me tell you why. After the last election, when David Cameron took residence in Downing Street, I realised for the first time in my life I was older than the Prime Minister. Now, this is significant, and I've had this conversation with several people who've experienced the same thing. When you're young, politicians seem to be wiser. They're older than you. They're like your teachers or your parents. They seem to know what they're doing. But when you're older than them, you suddenly realise that these people are totally incompetent and haven't got a clue. Haven't got a clue what they're doing. They are totally out of touch with ordinary people, and their agenda is geared towards their millionaire donors and their corporate paymasters. Politics and people have never been so disconnected. Where are the visionaries? Where are the conviction politicians? All we have is politicians with convictions, and not the right kind. At the last election, David Cameron promised us a redistribution of power, from the powerful to the powerless. And Nick Clegg told us this government is going to be unlike any other. And he was right. But then he added, this government is going to persuade you to put your faith in politics once again. And exactly the reverse has happened. So in the absence of anyone to vote for, I've put myself up for election. Because that way, I have someone to vote for who I believe in and who I can trust. I have no funds. You won't see any posters. You won't see me knocking on your door unless you want me to come round. Then I will come round and I'll bring some biscuits. I paid this deposit of £500 so that I could share a platform with these people and hold them to account for what they've done, and to speak up for the people whose lives are being ruined by the poverty-making policies of this government and the one before that and the one before that, and so on for over 30 years.
Thank you, Arthur.
I'm here to plant seeds of hope, and I hope you join in with me. Thank you very much.